developers! Today we're diving into an exciting React front-end challenge on the WorkTwine platform, where we'll build a stopwatch with play, pause, and reset functionality. Now open the React Stopwatch challenge and check the instructions. Let's go through the instructions. You are given a functional component stopwatch that initializes a timer with 60 seconds. It uses a state variable time, initialized to 60, which controls the countdown display. This state updates as the timer progresses. An interval ref is used to store the interval ID. This reference allows the timer to be cleared later using clear interval, ensuring precise control over the timer logic outside the interval's local scope. The useEffect hook includes a cleanup that clears the interval, making sure the timer stops when the component unmounts. Your task is to implement a timer that runs for 60 seconds and displays the time with 2 decimal places. Timer stops when reached 0. Implement a start-pause button such that the timer starts only when the start button is clicked. The timer pauses when the pause button is clicked. The time should decrement by 0.01 seconds every 10 milliseconds. Implement a reset button that stops the timer if it is running, resets the displayed time back to 60.00. Use set interval to update the timer and clear interval to stop it. Use appropriate state, example, is running, to control the timer's running status. Note: the preview will be shown only if your React code is valid and runs without any errors. Now let's check the starter code. It uses useState, useEffect, and useRef. Time state is set to 60, and interval ref to store the timer ID. A useEffect clears the timer on unmount. The UI shows the time and placeholder for 2 buttons, start, pause, and reset. To solve this, we'll add an isRunning state to check if the timer is active. Now create a button to start or pause the stopwatch. Using the isRunning state, it displays the button text as pause when isRunning is true and start when it's false. Add an onClick handler to call the toggle timer function when the button is clicked. Now let's create toggle timer function, which will start or pause the stopwatch. We're using the previous value of isRunning state to decide what to do next, whether to start or pause the timer. If the timer is already running, meaning prev is true, we simply pause it by calling clear interval using the reference stored in interval ref. But if the timer is not running, we create a new interval that runs every 10 milliseconds and store its ID in interval ref. Inside this interval, we update the time state every 10 milliseconds. If the time is about to hit 0 or already below, we clear the interval, stop the timer by setting is running to false, and return 0 to prevent going negative. We return plus t minus 0.01 to fixed 2 because the interval runs every 10 milliseconds, so we subtract 0.01 seconds each time to match real-time countdown. The 2 fixed ensures the value stays accurate and displays only 2 decimal places, preventing floating point issues. And the plus converts the string result back to a number. Finally, we return the opposite of the previous is running value, toggling it from true to false, or vice versa. And that's how the toggle timer function lets us control the start and pause functionality of our stopwatch using a single button. Now let's add the reset button and call reset function using onClick handler. Now let's create reset function. Inside it, first we call canceling stop the timer if it's currently running. This ensures that no interval continues in the background. Next, we reset the time state back to 60.00 seconds, which is the starting point for the stopwatch. Finally, we set is running to false, so the UI and logic know the timer is no longer active. Now let's check functionality of stopwatch in the preview. Now our solution is completed and correctly working. Let's check out WorkTwine's front-end Launchpad program. To enroll in this program, click Enroll Now on the WorkTwine website, fill out the form, and check your email for the next steps. Thanks for watching.